and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today, and I'm excited to be here with you getting into today's budget. I am doing the weekly check-in. I have my tracker here of all the things that I have spent money on, and that is like 22 spending items plus these bills. So there's a lot to talk about today. Nothing too outrageous other than my father-in-law came in and visited us over the weekend, so we spent more money than usual, and I didn't plan for it, and I really kind of wish I had, but I typically don't because I don't know if he does, when and if he does come. So they're always last minute plans, and I just kind of wing it at that point. So that's what we're going to go over today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. You guys have been amazing and making the comments and all the things in the comment section and likes and all that. So I really appreciate that from you guys. And so let's go ahead and get our notebooks, our tablets, our apps, whatever it is you're using, our spreadsheets to balance our weekly check-in and look at the numbers. Weekly check-ins are amazing because it helps you either know that you're in a good spot with your money and what you plan to spend, or if you're going too far ahead of yourself and spending too much money. And that gives you that opportunity to slow down and get caught back up again and stay within the boundaries. And it gives you the freedom to spend. That's what I love about it. I know I have X amount of dollars I could spend. I can enjoy that and then discipline myself and go, hey, it's time to stop right here, and it's for our good. So I'm excited about that. A lot of you have been enjoying also the faith part of this. So if you are a person of faith like I am, which is in my title of my channel, and have not seen my monthly scripture, I've read this once before. This is the monthly scripture I'm standing on, and it says for Numbers 6:24 through 26, may the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you his favor and give you his peace. So I love this scripture. It's a great scripture stand on this time of year to just kind of refocus the mind and take the busyness out of life and go, okay, God loves us, he protects us, he smiles and gives favor on us, and we don't have to do it all by ourselves. And that includes our financing. I bring God into everything, but especially financing. He's the one that inspired me to do this channel, so that's why I'm here. I just don't talk about it enough. But I think I will, going into the new year, share my monthly and scripture that I'm going to be standing on and going forward from there. So here we go. This is what I had this is what I had budgeted for week 3. I am going to tell you, I am completely over budget. It's okay. It's coming out of the buffer of the checking account, and I had enough in that to cover anything that is over. I do allow myself to go over in my weekly check-in, but going into the new year, we won't have as much disposable income. My husband recently quit his job, and so that means whatever income does come in, I'm really going to have to be hyper-focused on how much we can spend and what we can spend it on. So my goal for next year is not to go in the red and count on that buffer in the checking account which is just extra disposable income, in order to cover that. I'm going to be very intentional, and we will have to not buy things like right away. We'll have to plan everything that we're buying. And the jobs he's looking at, that he's had 3 interviews. He's got 2 callbacks, or he has 1 callback, and then 1 he feels really good about that might call back. So there's decisions to make. And it may be February before one of his jobs, if he wants that one, he will start working in February. So there might be a month or 2 where we use our savings, and then he'll start getting paid. And then we'll look at how low the income is, because he walked away from a very well-paying job to have his dream job. And I am so excited for him. I am thrilled that he is happy about this, and we are all in a good place for this. So yeah, that's going to be the new year. So today, grocery household at $393.26. Restaurants was $32.41. I went way past that. When father-in-law's in town, we always go out to eat, or we actually have a lot of it delivered. We don't even go out. And then miscellaneous was $51.56. I'm pretty sure I went way past that. Good news is I don't have unbudgeted. I'm having the amount here that I plan for the entire month carry the amount of what we spend. So I know exactly how much is left, and I think we'll be okay for the month, but week to week we will not. So that means I'm going to get my red pen. There we go, and get it ready off to the side here. All right, so let's see how much we spent this week. Here's my calendar. I use this. I do a talk. This is for video purposes, but I use this first. I highlight it the same colors as these stickers, and that way they match. So I know exactly how much is on my credit card and what I need to pay. All spending goes on the credit card, and then I pay for it every Thursday. So that I can keep my credit card completely paid off. I don't recommend it for everybody. In fact, if you've not disciplined yourself and used your debit card only for a year or two, I wouldn't recommend it at all. I just was able to transition myself to do this and keep it paid off and not get charged interest. That is the only way I would use it. As soon as I get charged interest, that's it. I'm done. I have to go back and start all over. And either way works great. I just kind of like I don't go out and make extra income, and my YouTube is not monetized. So this is how I get a little extra cash back every year. And we actually used a lot of our rewards from our credit card in our vacation last November. So that worked out pretty well. So I am going to get my no spend sticker. I spilled something on here and I'm going to put that there. I was supposed to have one here, but I actually used it. I do have one no spend here, and then I need another sticker here. So I'll be right back. Okay, I found my stickers. So I'm going to just pop that right here. These are 2 no spends. Yes, I have stickers here, but I needed extra space because this was a very spendy day, and I'll go over that in a little bit. As you can see, I have little arrows here and little arrows here. These 4 happen, plus all of this on the 19th. So that's what the arrows stand for. And yeah, so I'm ready to get into this budget. Okay, I have my notes here, and we are going to check things off as we go. I always start with the first category, which is grocery household. That's what GH stands for right here. And the first thing I have is $41.30. Just picking up odds and ends stuff at the house before my father-in-law came for the house or for groceries, and right here, because I did do a $233 last week pickup, so I just got a few items. And then some of his favorite stuff. Make sure you had stuff for breakfast and stuff, because that's the one thing we don't do is go out for breakfast. The next thing we have is over here, and it's $5.06, and that actually is a Marathon gas station. So what happened here was my father-in-law was visiting his sister nearby, about 30-40 minutes from my house. We dropped him off early that morning, and his sister picked him up, and he spent the afternoon with them. And then my husband and I and my adult sons, went to Lexington, Kentucky is where they're at, and met them up that afternoon, picked up my father-in-law and brought him back. Since we live so close to his sister, he kind of sees all of us and spends the afternoon with one of them, with his sister, and then stays at our house. And on the way home, my husband didn't realize he had not eaten all day, and he was getting woozy in the back of the car, and something, because I was driving and something was going wrong. So anytime I stop at a gas station and I only get snacks, I call it groceries, because you're just using the convenience store part of it, not the grocery or not the gasoline side. So that's why I did it that way. If you see me travel, I will also do that with when we're on the road. My husband will pay for gas at the pump, but I'll go inside and grab water and candy bars or whatever, and then we get back on the road, snacks until we get till dinner or whatever it is we're traveling to. So that I'll call that groceries too. So that's where that came from, even though that's a gas station. $3.16. What did I do for $3.16? Okay, so I know what I did here. So I had a doctor's appointment this day, and on across the street is our Meijer grocery store. So for $3.16, I got 2 big bottles of tea. It's Milo's sweet tea, and I needed 2 more bottles because my husband had Wednesday and Thursday at work, and that's what he takes to work. I usually make sure I have 4 bottles of tea in the refrigerator, and I forgot to get them during the weekend when my father-in-law was here, and he didn't have any for Tuesday, but I went ahead and got 2 for Wednesday and Thursday. So he's still at work this week. His last day is the 26th of December. He does not work on Fridays, so technically today, at the end of today, on Thursday, he doesn't have to work but 1 more day, and that 1 more day is him basically processing out of the job he's in because he has equipment to turn back in and stuff like that. So yeah, so 316 and then 3229. What did I get there? So this Meyer, I went to the store twice in one day. This time I had my sons with me. We had some pharmacy. That's what this purple stuff is. I had to take my sons to the pharmacy and get their medications. They each have their own pharmacy. So we were like driving all over town. But I went ahead and picked up some of their favorite snacks, a birthday card, which I still got to get in the mail today for my mother-in-law, and things like that. So I bought a handful of stuff at the store that they wanted, like deodorant and things like that they told me they needed. And then we came home. So that's what that 32.39 was. I didn't want to do a full grocery run because I was getting ready to, I had a lot of stuff. I was going to pick up groceries with the grocery store the next day. Anyway, I had it on the app. But while we were there, I got the things that we needed that day. So that worked there. And then last night I got groceries at $126.32, the rest of the items that I needed, and I just did a pickup. I'm trying not to go in the grocery store and just meander around. It's worse than Walmart when I go to the grocery store. You know, you end up with like $1,000 worth of stuff and you're like, what the heck did I just do? This way I can target focus what my meals are, and I can target focus only what I need. And not, if you don't know it's there, you're not going to miss it. So that's why I really enjoy the pickup. I might switch to delivery, but I think it's like $8 for delivery. And I don't necessarily need the delivery. And last night I had to get prescription for myself anyway, so I did my grocery pickup, ran inside, got the prescription, and came home. So that works for me. Now, I haven't run the numbers yet, so hopefully the math turns out okay today. I really kind of wish I had, but that's okay. Let's see. Can you see everything without a glare? There we go. Let's total this up, and I will be right back. All right, so we have $208.13. I'm very surprised. 208.13. Because I usually spend a lot more, but I haven't been doing that. I'm trying to see what, and I stayed within budget. I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that. That's the only thing I've stayed in budget in. Usually groceries is not one I stay in budget in. So let's move on to the eating out. And this is what really went over. And I'm going to have to use the buffer, the checking account, to cover at the end of the month if I don't have enough left over in grocery, household, or any of the other categories, which I don't think I'm going to have a lot left over. So let's go ahead and look. The first thing I have is this Papa John's. We all had pizza that night. My father-in-law arrived that night on the 15th. And then, but on their way home, they bought Steak and Shake for lunch. So that's lunch and dinner. And that's what we had there. And then we have this Sonny's Barbecue. Now we DoorDash this, so it's more expensive this way. And Sonny's is, you know, higher dollar value per whatever it is you're getting. So you're getting a wrap of ribs, you're getting whatever. And so $84.87. And that was for 3 people, which is surprising. So, but we went ahead and did it anyway. Now, restaurant, Cinemark, that's a movie theater. My husband and I went and saw the Chosen Christmas special. It was wonderful. We enjoyed it. I think it's on television this weekend or something, or this week. I'm not sure. If you can watch it, it's probably on the app, the Chosen app. You can check it out there. Just a beautiful Christmas. They blended the original, The Shepherd, and then the Christmas special they did later from Mary and Joseph's point of view. And they blended these two different point of views done at several years apart into one story, and you really couldn't tell that it wasn't one continuous story, and it was beautiful. So I really enjoyed watching that, and we got popcorn and drinks, and I think my husband got a hot dog or something because he hadn't had lunch yet. So that was $26.81. That was more than what the tickets cost, which is ridiculous. But this is something we will sacrifice and spend too much money on just for the experience from time to time. So there's that. And then I did not have anything down for dinner, and I had been out all day on Tuesday, and I had Bible study that morning and all this stuff. So I wasn't home, and I forgot to defrost our steaks, or a steak for dinner, and that day. And so I texted him, I'm like, Chinese or Mexican, because I forgot. And so we went to Casa Fiesta for $43.89, and that is our eating out. Oh my. So let's go ahead and total this column up as well. All right, that was $250.09. So now we are moving on to the next. I forgot to check this one off. Make sure I got everything checked off. Yeah, looks like it. Okay, the next category I have is miscellaneous. I really try to restrain myself, but not always. Let me see if I can figure out what I got from Amazon. That was $70. Okay, so with the Amazon purchase here, that was $72.02. I had purchased, I get a 4-pack of those pre-cut parchment paper. They're like $15 for 100 sheets total. I don't like dealing with the round pull-out, cut your own size. I hate those. I despise those. I can't work those to save my life. But I do like the pre-folded, and it works perfect for us. So I always buy those. I got a 75 count Ziploc quart food storage freezer bags. And then my son uses Tea Tree by Paul Mitchell Hair and Body. It's for his scalp, and that works really well. So I don't have it in my grocery stores, so I just order it on Amazon. And then Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier, something my husband drinks that helps him, and I drink occasionally as well. So that's what we got for $72.02 on Amazon. Let's see. And I really try to keep the miscellaneous down. And to be honest, now that I say that out loud, that probably should not have been. Yeah, none of that should have been miscellaneous. That all should have been grocery household. So I'm going to do something weird here, and I'm going to add the $72.02 because none of that was miscellaneous stuff. I'm going to scratch it out here. And let's figure out this. 208.13 plus 72.02. I think because most of the stuff on Amazon I get is like 280.15. 280.15. Okay, that looks more like a normal grocery week. Most stuff on Amazon I usually purchase, it's a miscellaneous item. It's random. But a lot of times I do get supplements and grocery stuff there, and I just wasn't thinking when I wrote that down. So I'm going to change this out. Amazon 72.02. And I can just lift this back up because these are removable adhesive stickers. And I'll just put this one down. That way, when I go back over at the end of the month on my own, not necessarily with you guys, but on my own, I'll remember and recognize, oh yeah, that was a bunch of grocery stuff. It does change what I did in the list, but that's okay. I'll figure it out later. All right, so now really all I have miscellaneous was these two items right here, which was an Audible and a Kindle. This is probably the last one I do for a really long time, but my Bible study class, there is a book we're going to be reading, and I need the audio, and I need the digital and audio stuff, the Kindle and the Audible, in order to understand and read and really follow along closely. If you just hand me a book, I won't read it. But if I have audio to go with it, and usually with my tablet, because it's brighter, I can enlarge the letters and stuff, I can read it a lot easier. So I am buying that, or I bought that, and I probably won't buy anything else for a long time. So the Kindle was $12.18, and the Audible was $13.77. Good gracious! So this book cost me officially with the audio $25.95, and I think the hard book is actually $25, about that same cost. So that works for me. I have a lot of reading comprehension issues and stuff like that, so having something like that really, really makes a big difference. All right, now to gas. So we've been driving a lot. We have to drive an hour away to pick up my father-in-law and to drop him off. We drove, 45 minutes from our house to see his sister, and then 45 minutes back, and used a lot of gas in our vehicles. Plus, my husband's been doing interviews here and an hour away. So, yeah, it's a little crazy. A lot of gas being spent here, but that's okay. We'll make it work. And I'm going to go ahead and, we got to check them off. So my husband put $37.97 in his Jeep. So that's that. And then I had half a tank of gas, but we refilled it, or filled it back up so we can go get my father-in-law. $42.60. And then this is when we went to Aunt Kathy's, my father-in-law's sister. And then this one, my husband drove for an interview and back. So that was 35. I know it looks like an 8, but that's a 35. His Jeep's not that big. 35.31, and then 36.84. And I am actually going to have to get gas tomorrow, I think. My little gas gauge thing says I have like 80 miles or something, or less. So that's not much gas. It's like quarter tank, I think, for me, or less than a quarter tank. So I need to get that refilled, filled back up, and I'm ready for the new 2 weeks. So let's total this up. All right, we spent $152.72. And that's a lot more than what we normally spend, but that's okay. We were enjoying our company with my father-in-law, so that was pretty cool. All right, so I had a doctor's appointment this day, and it was a specialty appointment, and that was $36 copay there. Had a lot of copays happen all at once. Here, my son I picked up his medication with him for $17.48. And then I had medication I needed to pick up, and it had to be that day because I was running out and I couldn't wait to this day. $10.30, and then I had to pay for a doctor's appointment. It was $24. I had an appointment on this day, and then $21.73 is another pharmacy medication refill. That's just, these are the 3-month-long medications and stuff like that I take. So a lot of copays, but we're all caught up, so that's good. So I'll total these up and be right back. All right, we spent $109.51. I usually only budget $100 for the month, but that's okay. We'll take care of that. Now I'm going to stop right here because these are the bills that I had put on the credit card. We're just dealing with the spending to do the weekly check-in. So here we go. So what I need to do here to find out the most looked at categories, and I have 4 of them here, and I can already say I have 0 unbudgeted because I refuse to put anything in unbudgeted. I have $280.15 that I spent there. Restaurants, I have $250.09 here, And then miscellaneous was $25.95. Gas, I know I'm way over budget, but I don't normally have to look at it, so that's why I don't have it listed here. But I'm okay with that. I'm just going to make sure I have the money in the checking account and we're good. So let's total these up and figure out how much I have for the next weekly check-in. I've actually not found a way to do a weekly check-in that had 5 categories without doing 2 pages. So that's been the hard part for me and why I don't have all my categories on there. I was hoping by doing a washi that was thinner at the top I could do it. I still can't do it. So in my notebook for next year. So I'll have to see what I'm going to come up with for next year. All right, so $393.26 minus the $280.15. And that gives me, I'm really happy with this, $113.11. I think because we went out so much, we didn't go over in groceries, and that's why we stayed in budget. And so I had $32.41 in restaurants, and we're taking a $250.09. And that gives me a negative, change pins here, $217.68. And that negative is so motivating to make sure I go back and guarantee I have money in the checking account to pay for that, even though I went over. I still carry a negative balance forward because I do set a monthly for the entire month of what we would normally spend in those categories, and hopefully by the end of the month I'm not over budget. But I'll show you here, it's my monthly budget. If you watch my monthly, I put $1,600 for grocery and household, $600 for restaurants, $600 for miscellaneous, $300 for gas, and $100 for copay, and $0 for unbudgeted. So when I'm doing this and I carry negative, I've already broken down each week how much we're going to plan for that week. So I have money to use. And when you go over, you have to borrow from the next week's money, or steal, whatever you want to call it, from the next week's money in order to cover that cost. So it's cost analysis. That's how we live our life. What is the cost we're willing to pay for anything, whether it's energy, whether it's mental ability or physical ability. What is the cost? Is it going to be physically difficult and I'm going to be sore later? Is it going to be mentally and emotionally draining, but yet it's still something I need to do? Is it, there's always a cost analysis that goes along with everything. So, this is really good. When I moved the Amazon items to the grocery household, I stayed within budget with the miscellaneous. That I didn't know that. That's awesome. So $51.56 minus the $25.95, because I didn't think of that earlier, and I'm glad I caught that. $25.61 is what I have left over. So I have a little bit left over. Alrighty. So total, that all of this here won't cover that, but that's okay. By the end of the month, hopefully it'll balance out. All right, so that means I have my little sticky note here. Showed this last time. We are at week 4, and I want to give myself a spending amount, and that's going to be for week 4. I have grocery, household, restaurants, miscellaneous, gasoline, copay, in these amounts, and that's what I'm going to add to these. It looks like restaurants are going to stay negative, and that's fine. We'll just make it work by the end of the budget, so that's fine. $113.11 plus the $350 I had planned. It's $463.11. That's going to be fine for week 4. Week 5 is actually just 3 days. It's the last 3 days of the month. So I just gave myself a little bit of spending money for that time period, and hopefully we still have money during that time. All right. Restaurants, I have $125 as what I planned, and I'm going to take out the $217.68. It's going to give me the difference. So I know in restaurants I'm already negative $92.68, and I'm just going to do out of curiosity week 5. If I don't spend anything this week, which is unlikely, plus $50, I'm still going to be over budget by $42 $68 by the end of the month, irregardless. So, but if I save $42 here in grocery household and not use that, then that will cover the cost of what the balance is. If we go out to eat this weekend coming up, which I'm sure we will, we're just going to have to find the money somewhere in this budget. So I just have to keep all that in the front of my mind. So I have $25.61 plus miscellaneous, which is $50. Oops, no. Let me try that again. 125. There we go. That was a week 5. I can draw the wrong number. $25.61 plus 125, and that gives me $150.61. That miscellaneous may cover the eating out for the week. So I don't know. All of it combined can cover each other, and that's good. Unbudgeted is always 0. And let's see. I have 60 for gas and 60 for gas here. So week 4 and week 5, that's $120. Let's see what that would make. Where's my notes? Gasoline. Yeah, it's not enough to cover gas for the month. And I still got to get a full tank of gas for myself, which is probably going to be $60. So yeah, so that's going to have to be covered out of the buffer, the checking account, or what's left over in all these categories at the end of the month. So that's the weekly check-in. It's just you literally taking your numbers and checking in and seeing how much you spent in your categories. The fewer categories you have to think about, I think the easier the budgeting is. And that's why I only have 6. And as long as I can keep my spending categories between 4 and 6 categories, I am really good. And it's easy to navigate. So that, I'm going to put this here for next week. And the next time I do the weekly check-in, it will be the end of the month and closing out this video. I don't know if it'll be up in December or if it'll be up just after the 1st of January. More than likely after the 1st of January, I will do my closeouts and show you what the weekly check-in closed out and what Paycheck 3 will close out at. So that is what I have coming up. And I will be doing a budget for January, and it's going to look totally different with a lot less salary income that we less than we've ever made in a long time. So not since we first got married, and that's been 27 years. So yeah, it's definitely something. A lot of changes coming up. Anyway, so let's get back to what's next, which is the bills that we paid. So I do have to find out what I put on my credit card. All spending goes on my credit card. It's a rewards card, and we only use the rewards like once or twice a year. I've cashed them out twice this year. Got $1,200, $1,000 in November for vacation, and $200 or $250. I think it was $250. Yeah, so it was $1,000 in November and $250 in December, which helped with the cost of Christmas gifts and stuff like that for our sons. So we are doing the bills now. So anything highlighted in blue on these little labels here is a bill that goes on the credit card. And we're starting here from the 15th to the 21st. And the only one that hasn't charged is this Google storage. And I thought that's when it got charged, but it may get charged tomorrow. It's fine. It will get charged. No problem. We've been doing Google storage. The first 3 months were this promotion at $7.90 or $49. And then in February, and this will happen in January as well. It was for 3 months. November, December, and January. February is when they're going to charge the annual, and I've already started a sinking fund for that, so when the annual hits and I pay for it, then I can make the adjustments to the sinking funds in order to pay that. I do plan to do a sinking funds video setting up in January and might do those videos going forward. If you want it, sinking fund videos, let me know. I just track them in my notebook as well. All right. First thing I have, AT&T, it did go down. We got a little bit of discount, so that's $277.78. That includes 2 leases on our phones. It's actually, the deal I got for the 2 phone leases was that it would be $5 or $10, no, $15 cheaper a month per phone if I leased it than if I paid it in cash up front. And so, yeah, I went ahead and set up that way. And the math did work out. So that's why that's on there. And then it's 36 months. I think we're halfway through that. So no problem. Because we bought those phones as soon as we moved here. Can't believe that. The next thing I have is the Discovery Plus, which was $8.99. When you have subscriptions, things that you're watching on TV, are you consuming enough every month of that particular subscription to justify $8.99? In our family, yes. So I am not going to stop that. And then $2.99 is my phone storage for videos and photos and stuff. So that's my personal phone storage, and that's here, apple.com. And then I have over here $39.17, which is my husband's, and those are all the bills that came out and that actually hit the credit card. So there you go. That's what we're going to total up. All right, so that was $328.93. So pay credit card. All right, that's what we're looking for right now. I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. All this is on the credit card, so it should match my number. We'll see. Fingers crossed. If not, I will fix it off camera and it won't be a problem. So let's start here. All right, we match my credit card log. I'm so excited. I've been pennies off for a while, and I'm not sure where I made that mistake in adjusting it with the bank account. $1,147.35 is what we spent, and that is what I'm paying the credit card today. Let's look at my transaction log. I've been showing it more often recently, but that number matches. So yeah, $1,147.35. So I'm going to mark today's date, which is the 21st. Yeah, 21st. And I'm going to put a big plus sign right there. And because I don't put negatives on here, I just write numbers. So $1,147.35. Mark that as a payment. There we go. That means I owe $0, and my credit card will go back to $24,000 credit limit. That's the max I've had on that card for quite a while. And I have a highlighter, so if you like highlighters, it's the only one I have like this. It's a Sharpie accent retractable. I like it. It's a different shade of green than the rest of the highlighters I have, and my husband had it at work and gave it to me when he quit his last job. So he said, "You want it?" I'm like, "Sure." So that's how I denote that's the payment. And I get to start all over until the end of the year, which I can't believe is here almost. I'm just super excited about all of that. And it's crazy. So yes, we have how many days left? I'm pretty sure I'm not spending about everything I need from the grocery store. And I think I have dinner planned out tonight. I'm not sure. I think we're going to do teriyaki chicken and rice, so we'll see. But yeah, I have all the ingredients for that. Somehow marked my page. So next time will be the 22nd through the 28th. And that's week 4. And then week 5 is the closeout, the 29th, 30th, and 31st. Hopefully I don't need a lot of spending because I don't like being in crowds, and I don't want to be out there, you know, where all the germs are. Love you guys, but not all sharing is caring. Yeah, hopefully we just hunker down at home and stay at home and not spend a lot. So yeah, I think the next couple of weeks are going to be good. Well, week and a half, and it'll be a whole new year, and hopefully I'll have a great new year of videos for you guys and things like that, and I'm excited. So I hope you have a merry Christmas, and I hope that your weekend goes well and you enjoy time with friends, family, loved ones, and I pray everything is well. So I hope you have an amazing and blessed day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.